Hey everybody, it's Crypto Steve, and I'm back again today to talk to you about Ape Tron. And I also want to give a shout out to all my new subscribers. Anybody who's watching this who is nice enough to subscribe to my channel, thank you very much. I'm working on building that up, and I'm also open to comments on my videos about projects you'd like me to take a look at. I'm not getting a lot of comments on my videos, so just a hey, I checked it out, or a hello, or anything like that would also be really appreciated. So I went over Shark Tron here, and I'll put a link to this video in the description, and I touched base on the fact that they missed their Dice Tron launch. They apologized for it. They were doing some pretty cool things, like making some rain of some TRX within their Telegram. They were being a little bit like, don't FUD it all or we'll ban you, which is a little bit worrying. But they went ahead and launched their Ape Dice site officially today. So it's out and it works, and I did place one bet and I won. They are letting you mine the lemur tokens, and they're out and they're able to be farmed. But I'll show you that at this point you may not want to get into the farming of the tokens, because earlier today they were already at level 6 of their mining of them, and they might even be at level 7 now. So what I did was I went ahead and made a small purchase of them and threw them in the liquidity pool. And I did that because they are going to be hopefully launching their DeFi site soon, and they're going to be letting you stake liquidity tokens for both Ape and Lemur to go ahead and farm their new tokens. So I'm getting ready for that next site launch, because I didn't really have the liquid assets to do the big bets that you needed to do on this. The way that they launched their DICE platform is that you were going to have to pay for the transaction yourself, because of the new transaction format on Tron that is making transactions not as free. Now, if you have a whole bunch of TRX staked and have a ton of energy, then you can come and you can roll the dice, no big problem. I was able to do my one bet for free, but that used up a good amount of my energy, and so I have to be a lot more careful now on the transactions, because they were saying to complete everything, the bet, it could cost you as much as 6 TRX. And as we get into the white paper that they did for this, you'll see that that's not really very economical for you. So the mining of the lemur tokens was, the initial supply is actually pretty big. It's what is that, 1 billion. So there's going to be quite a bit of these tokens, and they set up a mining table like this. So at level 1, if you bet 1 ape token, you got 1 lemur token. If you bet 10 TRX, you got 1 lemur token. So you could come in and bet 10 to get 1, or 1 to get 1 if you had the ape token. So it was much better to gamble with the ape token. And it's that way like that throughout this entire way. But they were already here about 4 hours ago. So they're probably around here now. So now to get 1 lemur, you have to bet 7 ape, and you have to bet 16 TRX. So the way, and with the transaction fees, really the way this works out for you is the only way you can come in here and do big farming is if you're someone who's willing to come in and bet thousands of TRX or thousands of ape tokens. And so it really became a game for the whales, because your platform is not running in-book, like an in-book site where you just make a deposit in and then you gamble on the site and then pull a deposit out. It's all on-chain and all live. Now the good part about that is there's not an audit for the DICE site, because basically you place a bet, and if you win they pay you out, and they did pay me out, and I did get my 1.6 lemur tokens for my 10 ape bet, and I won 2 ape, and then I got 1 lemur token. Of course, if I would have done another bet, I would have had to pay TRX to do that bet, so I didn't. I just went ahead and did 1 test roll, and I did get paid out. And so as long as their site is up and working, it is a legit DICE site, but it does cost to play on. So it's instant pay in and out. So they felt that they didn't need to audit that, because the code is open source. You can look at it, but as long as the site is up and working and you place your bet and you get an instant payout, they feel like that should be good enough. Now, if that's not good enough for you, I understand, but they did finally come out with the next part of their plan. they did have a pretty aggressive mining table here, and it is going to be quite a while before you don't get any lemur, but it's going to get to the point where you don't get them very quickly. That is also why when people were selling them for 0.2 TRX, and we'll take a look, we can take a look at the pool now, right? Really quick. Let's see if I made a good transaction. Oh yeah, look, it went down even more. So I bought it 0.2, it's at 0.7. So I might do another itty bitty transaction and pick some up. This is probably going to go down a lot because people are mining them and they can dump them onto the market. And you have to understand that any token that is mined for free, which we've learned in all these farming things, they do get dumped in the beginning until a use case is for them. Now this token has a use case in the white paper, but the DeFi site is not out yet. So if we go back to the original Ape Tron, they have removed the timers for Ape DeFi and Ape Swap. They have released their plans for these in the white paper, but they said they no longer will put counters on there because they don't want to have what happened with Ape Dice, where they had developer issues with a third party that they hired to create the site that caused them to be delayed, that caused a whole lot of FUD in the market. Now, we are currently still only sitting at level 2 of the mining, so we are still getting 0.18 ape for the 1 TRX that you stake. I stake 1600. That does mean that when I unstake, they will get 160 of that TRX. That's assuming everything goes perfectly well, because they take a 10% cut when you unstake. You can unstake at any time, but if you haven't farmed enough tokens to make 10% back, then you're basically giving them free money. So that's not something you really want to do. Don't come to the site and don't stake your tokens unless you're willing to leave them there for a little while and take that risk. That's just the way this has to work. Going back to the white paper, we'll go ahead and take a quick look at what Ape DeFi promises to be. This is exciting, and if this gets going, it's going to be really cool, and this is why I was willing to take a little risk and go ahead and buy a tiny bit amount of the lemur token with the hope that this site does go live and I'll be able to stake them and start earning the new token. So the new token is going to be the chimp token. You can stake ape, lemur, or chimp LP tokens. So you won't be able to stake the regular tokens. You'll only be able to stake if you decide to go into the liquidity pool. I went ahead and went into the liquidity pool today, and both of those, if the prices keep going down, then I end up with more of this token than of TRX because of the way liquidity pools work. If you don't understand those, make sure you look into impermanent loss. It's very important that you understand that before you get into a liquidity pool. Basically, you can put in, just quickly, 100 TRX, and let's say it's 1,000 lemur, just to make it simple, and then you go to unstake and you get 1 TRX and 10,000 lemur tokens that are worth nothing because the price went to 0. Well, that's the way the liquidity pool works. If the liquidity pool gets completely drained because somebody comes in and sells all of the lemur tokens and pushes it down to nothing, you end up with just a whole bunch of lemur tokens. I am just planning to stake all of these tokens and get the chimp token, and then I might be selling the chimp token. I might be keeping it, but it depends on how much of them I get and if I'm going to be able to get good rewards for using them. So chimp tokens are required to unlock tools of their DeFi site. So they aren't just going to be offering your standard DeFi ideas where you give us your tokens and we'll give you some kind of return on it. They're actually looking to provide a full suite of trading tools on ApeSwap so that you can have an advantage when you use their site to be able to use charting tools and use other things to be able to take advantage of the trading. So that's something that most sites like JustSwap don't really have. You can look at like a little bit of a chart, but you can only do a swap right then and there. You can't do any of the cool things that you'll be able to do on this site. So basically, for free, you can come there, you can see the DeFi charts, and you could do trading. So that's anybody. You don't have to have any chimp in your wallet. You don't have to do anything. If you pay $2,500, only up to 20,000 users, then you get some integrated trading tools. You get to know about new listings that are coming onto the sites. You get email announcements. You get access to this account scanner. All of this hasn't been fully explained yet, but here's where it gets really interesting. At 25K for a pro trader, you get limit orders. So we do not have a solid DeFi site yet that provides limit orders. You have some third-party people trying to do that on Ethereum, and somebody might be there. If they are, let me know. Nobody's there yet on JustSwap though, so you can't do, hey, I want to pick up Just tokens if they hit this much of a TRX, or pick up this or that when they go to a certain price. So they're going to have that on their decentralized exchange. And then if you go all the way over here to 250, these would be the whales. It's called a botter. Then you will get access to some additional tools here. This is initial liquidity sniping, so you'll be able to be one of the first persons to do initial liquidity for things. And I don't know what timestamp sniping is. If anyone does, they're gonna have to tell me. But it's a good idea for their token. They're saying we're gonna have a site. If you have our site, you're gonna get access to tools that you can use on the swap site to basically make yourself be more profitable as a trader. If you're somebody who wants to come and trade these tokens and be able to get in on them before anyone else. They break down the way that this is going to work. It's a standard TRC20, and the maximum supply is going to be 55 million. And it does seem like this token has a chance, if Ape DeFi becomes a major platform, to be something that people will demand. I know everyone likes to have a chance to have a leg up in trading. And this is the breakdown of the mining rewards. So you get 0.01 chip per ape liquidity pool. You get 0.002 for chimp, and you get 0.006 for lemur. So this is going to work a similar way, where you're going to be able to stake them, and in the beginning you'll get bigger rewards, and then they'll just decrease. And that is the basics of their new V2 white paper. I know I didn't go over it over and over. I didn't read every single piece, but I tried to give you a gist of what their new site is going to be. So basically, they launched their Dice site. Their Dice site will be up. It'll continue to be up, and you'll continue to be able to bet and farm the Dice tokens until a billion of them are farmed. So even when they get to that last level, they're just going to sit at that last level for a long time. Once you can't farm those tokens anymore, this would just be a regular gambling site. They are looking to take the site off chain to alleviate the transaction fees, because they do understand that without the mining rewards, this site will probably not be popular. And they're already burning through the lemur mining rewards very, very fast. So that will be one of the next updates that we're looking for from the team. They did launch that while we're still only at level 2 of their mining contract for their initial token. This one does have an audit, and the audit does seem to be legit. That doesn't mean anything, so make sure you do your own research and you be very careful. I haven't got anyone into this project yet, so if you come, go ahead and make sure that you understand that you're getting into what could be a risky play, but if they are able to become a site with an active swapping platform to compete with JustSwap with integrated trading tools, that would be quite valuable at this state, as nobody else has done that yet. There are some other players trying to do that. I know the Salmon Swap people are working on that. I know some other people are working on that, and it'll just be, time will tell whether or not Ape Tron is able to do that. So make sure you do your own research. Make sure that you don't invest more than you're willing to lose. And I am not a financial advisor, so talk to a real one before you do anything serious in this space. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you have a good day. Bye.